Love is Blind is officially making its return and the pods are opening once again with a brand new season premiering tomorrow. There's so much chatter going on around this episode so far. It must be a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. Y'all, I thought it would be the perfect time to take a closer look at the cast since all of the casts have dropped before the season actually begins. Let's talk about the cast of Love is Blind Season 10.
Kay Unscripted, no teens restricted. In this journey, watch our stories unfold.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is Kay Unscripted and I am your girl Kay. Today we're going to be getting into the cast of Love is Blind Season 10. Before you do anything else, please go ahead and like this video, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, leave all of your nice comments below. Yo, let's talk. Y'all haven't been talking. What's up? Let's talk. Hold my hands as we get through yet another season of Love is Blind. So in today's video, I will be walking through the cast members one by one, reading their official bios from Netflix. We're going to be doing it a little bit different this time. I'm going to be reading it straight off the Netflix website, and I will be sharing my initial thoughts, my impressions, or my expectations as we head into the season. We're talking about the personalities, relationship goals, and what each person says they're hoping to find through this experience. So before the connections form, before the engagements happen, before all of the emotions take over, let's get familiar with the people who will be stepping into this journey. Let's get into the Love is Blind cast. So the site does say that this season they will be hailing from Cincinnati to Columbus, and this season's pod squad ranges in the age from 28 to 38. It also says that these daters also have a collectively impressive resume, including a PhD holding professor, a professional retired soccer player, multiple medical doctors, okay, I'm liking it so far, and a former Cleveland Cavaliers dancer. Many are looking for someone to grow old with, while one simply dreams of taking his wife to a place called Grandpa's Cheese Barn. Okay, interesting. So we're going to go through the men first, and then we're going to go through the ladies. So our first guy here, his name is Alex H. He's 31. His occupation says financial sales. I don't know what that means. That is quite vague. He's a Pisces. I am not into astrology, so I'm not even going to think about it. Soccer is life for Alex, and now he's learning how to live without the game. Drafted by Minnesota United, the former Division 1 goalkeeper never expected his time in professional sports to be cut short. I am proud of being able to come back mentally after 4 knee surgeries. Wow. Took away my athletic career, he says. In the game of love, however, Alex is still hoping to score, especially with a spontaneous woman who'll embrace his inner nomad. Okay. Fingers crossed she'll accept Alex's worst habit, taking a sip from a water bottle in the fridge. Gross. Putting it back and then grabbing a new one. Absolutely not. What? A couple arguments have happened because of that. So that definitely means that this is something you need to work on, Alex. In return, Alex promises to be his partner's constant no matter where he chooses to lay down roots. I am a rock, he says. I have been through a lot and can be strong when the chips are down. I feel like for me the red flag is him losing his career, because we know a career in sports is really big and 4 knee surgeries is a lot, but I really hope he hasn't held on to the trauma of that and it's not something that makes him insecure if he ends up being with a woman who's making more than him. Okay, so let's move on to the next guy. This is him. The suit fits him a little bit weird, but this is Alex L. He's 33. His occupation is assistant controller. Again, very vague. I don't know what that means. He's a Libra. It says this lovable smartass has yet to find his match in the Ohio dating scene. I don't listen to country music and I'm not religious, so that cuts out about 60% of the population, says Alex. Okay, the fact that he's a smartass tells me that he says some jokes that's not really jokes, and I don't like that. I don't feel that at all. That's a red flag to me. After 5 years of the single life, he's hopeful that the other 40% is waiting in the pods, but Alex will be keeping his ears open for his ultimate ick, a baby voice. It freaks me out, he admits. Okay, that's also strange. That's 6 months of trouble. Just stay away. Instead, Alex wants to meet a partner who's completely comfortable in their skin and doesn't expect him to change to meet their expectations. But he warned, if you don't get along with my friends, it's not going to work out, Alex says. Bonus points if she's down for yoga, and if she golfs, well, that might earn her a different kind of gold cup. Was that Alex trying to make a joke that didn't score because it doesn't make sense? And I will say, for me, don't get along with my friends. We do know that there are some friend groups who are very judgmental and critical of people, so I don't necessarily agree with that, but if that works for him, then I suppose. Let's move on to the next guy. Okay, this is him, y'all. I have nothing too much to say. His name is Brennan. He actually does look like the Brennan who was previously on the season 2. He is 30. His occupation is accounting and finance manager. Okay, that's a little bit more specific. He's a liberal. Brennan has a simple motto in life: do hard things. Whether it's a marathon training or finding a soulmate through a wall, he doesn't shrink away from a challenge. In recent years, Brennan has put in the work to become the most emotionally available version of himself. We love that, Brennan. Good job. Learning how to manage my feelings and express them to a partner is what I'm proudest of. I must say this is definitely a green flag. Don't believe me? Well, Brennan once wrote letters by hand to an ex-girlfriend on a weekly basis. He is bringing the same dedication and mindfulness to the pods, where he hopes to meet a woman who wants to start a family. As for the qualities his future children will inherit from their mother, kindness is top of mind. I want to meet someone who's soft-spoken, caring, and thoughtful, whether they're with me or a stranger in a coffee shop. Okay, so far I like Brennan. He's not giving anything suspicious so far. I like the letters thing because I'm definitely the kind of girl who writes letters to my husband, so that's definitely a thing. I like that. Okay, so this is the next guy. Take a good look at him. I'm not going to be commenting on anybody's fashions because I'm from the Caribbean and the way we dress here is completely different from the way Americans dress, so I cannot say too much about the fashions. So his name is Chris. He's 33 and his occupation is account executive. I must say there are a few account people on the season so far. Everyone has been in accounts or financials, but okay, he's a Pisces. Whether he's crushing an iron triathlon or dominating his opponent on the jiu-jitsu mat, Chris likes to work up a sweat. This military veteran is looking for someone to match his pace on the treadmill and his positive outlook on life. My best habit is being overly optimistic about any situation, he says. That's why Chris truly believes his soulmate is out there and waiting to be discovered in the pods. After his most recent relationship came to an end after 6 years, wow, that's a long time, Chris is still searching for a lasting connection with the emotionally intelligent woman of his dreams. Now, I will definitely say being in a relationship for 6 years and not being married, that to me personally is a red flag, because what's keeping you from being committed to that relationship in a more intimate way? That's just me, all okay? If it all goes according to plan, Chris's 2 pets, an adopted stray cat named, I don't know how to say the name, and his dog Cookie will have a new mom in no time, as long as she can put up with his habit of singing to them every morning. Okay, that could be a little bit annoying. Alright, let's move on to the next guy. This is him. His name is Connor. He's 32 and his occupation is account management. Another account. What is going on? His sign is a Pisces. Fancy a trip to Grandpa's cheese barn? Okay, so that was the okay. Well, then Connor might be the guy for you. It's exactly how it sounds. Weird. That's what it sounds like. Connor says about his family's summer tradition to visit the iconic Ohio establishment. All he needs is a ride or die partner by his side. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about ride or die because you see, when anybody says they want a ride or die, it sometimes comes off like they want to do whatever they want to do and they want the woman to stick by them. And I am not feeling that at all. But that's just my humble opinion. Okay, and hopefully with a lactate in hand, one day he plans to bring his own children along, as starting a family is a top priority for Connor. I know I'm going to be a good father, he says. I want little me's running around and to teach them soccer. Heading into the experiment, Connor is keeping his mom's advice to listen first top of mind. Sometimes I ramble a lot, so if she's too nice to shut me up, I'll just keep talking. That's so funny because y'all, my husband can talk. So I get it. Thankfully, he'll have plenty of time to chat in the pods where he's seeking a woman who makes him feel secure in the relationship and confident about their future together. Now that to me screams a little bit red flag because you should come into a relationship feeling secure and feeling confident no matter who the woman is, no matter what title she holds. But I understand that sometimes trust can be a little bit hard, but you cannot go into something you wanting to get security from. You understand what I'm saying, right? You cannot want the person to make you feel confident. You have to come in with something, okay? So let's move on to the next guy. He has a really nice smile. I like it. His name is Devo, or is it Devo. He's 32 and he's a loan officer. Okay, that's a little bit more specific. Shout out to another Sagittarius, big up you. Okay, on the rebound after his last relationship, Devo is going full court press to find his dream teammate for life. Don't be shocked by a sports metaphor here or there because Devo spends most of his time watching or talking about basketball, football, or really whatever else is on. If his future partner is willing to put up with this game day obsession, then Devo will cheer her on from the sidelines for life. I don't want you to give up your dreams and your passions. I want to be able to support you, he says. This marriage-minded guy is done dating just to date. He's searching for a goal-driven woman who's prepared to fully commit and build a loving family. But he won't seek a second date with someone whose communication skills aren't up to his standards, period. I'm not a mind reader, so when I have to guess what's going on or what you're thinking, that's an ick for me, and I'll have to agree with him on that, period. So on to the next guy. His name is Haramol. I hope I'm saying it right. He's 46. He's an ER doctor. Now that's impressive. So you mean to tell me you cannot find any... Okay, Haramol, what's going on? He's a Virgo. As an ER doctor, Haramol knows how precious life can be, and now he's searching for someone to spend the rest of his life with. My job and my life have been deep purpose, so it's hard to find time to date. Okay, I understand that, he says. But don't let the degrees fool you. Haramol isn't invested in labels. I've gone to college, I'm a doctor, I'm a professor, but that's not who I am. Outside of work, Haramol loves to do little romantic things for his friends. For your friends? That's weird. Go to the dog park with his beloved husky, Brony, and listen to 6 hours of music every day. After 3 years of protecting his space and heart, he's now ready to push past his fears to find a partner who loves him unconditionally. Sometimes I wonder if I'm going to end up being too much for someone once they figure out how much I care. Now that kind of pulled on my heartstrings because I remember being in a position where people have made me feel like I am too much and I'm asking for too much. And it wasn't until I met the love of my life, my honey bunny, my babe, okay, and I realized that I wasn't asking for too much, and I will never be too much for him because I'm exactly what he needs. So I really wish the same for Haramol. Be authentic, be you, and the right person will love you for you. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next guy. This is him. His name is Jordan. He's 34. He definitely does look like a Jordan, not the shoe. Okay, his occupation is account executive, another account and financial executive. He's a Pisces, known as the life of the party by friends and family. He definitely does look like the life of the party. Jordan stays laughing through life, but he's never been more serious about finding a partner after 9 years of being single. Whoa, that's a really long time. I've been through heartbreak before, and that's when you start to put walls up, he says. For the first time, Jordan will open up to develop a pure connection with someone who shares his values and sense of humor. Growing up surrounded by his large, close-knit family, Jordan would love to share in his favorite traditions with his future wife, including competitive card games at Thanksgiving and walks with his 6-year-old dog, Bo. If you don't like dogs, sorry, he was her first. Jordan warns to any potential suitor, adding that he brought a photo album of the pup into the pods for when he gets lonely. Oh, that's really cute. Okay, so let's move on to the next guy. Okay, I like the color of his suit or his blazer. His name is Kivan. He's 32 and he's a realtor. Okay, looking good, Kivan. Kivan has been waiting for that sweep you off your feet moment, but his have stayed firmly planted on the ground. That's funny. After 2 years of being single, this energetic go-getter is embracing his motto to just shake the dice, to take a chance on love. I'm most excited about finally meeting my best friend, he says. Kivan has recently been on a journey to focus on his health and start his real estate career, and the last piece of the puzzle is having a lovely lady by his side. Okay. While he cherishes his group of guy friends back home, Kivan is sick of dragging them on trips or out to sporting events. Being able to have someone to travel with and tag along would be just as amazing. He says, sure, Kivan can be a know-it-all at times. Oh my goodness, I cannot stand a know-it-all. Oh my goodness. But he hopes he's able to laugh about it with his future partner. Let's move on to the next guy. This is him. His name is Kevin. He's 35. His occupation is certified public accountant. Another accountant, he's a Taurus. Morning person doesn't even begin to describe Kevin. By 5 a.m. this self-described golden retriever is fueling up with a cup of black coffee. I love black coffee, but I had to retire from black coffee. Served with an extra shot of espresso before heading out the door. Now, I laughed because I am not a morning person. I've never been a morning person, but my husband is a morning person. And y'all, Kevin gets up at 5, but my husband is up by 3, by 4 a.m. And whew, it's been a challenge. I'm not even going to make any about of that. Let's continue. I don't care what it's about, but I like someone who brings their best self to whatever they do. I like that. He says, for Kevin, that looks like working with a local non-profit, raising money for cancer research. Every year, Kevin participates in the annual bike ride fundraiser after losing his father to the disease. Oh, that's really nice. While he hasn't found his soulmate yet, Kevin is confident that his fellow Ohioans will deliver. People think Ohio is boring, but it's not just a flyover state. It has a vibrant art scene, awesome sports teams, and amazing people. This is the next guy. I don't like his shit, but his name is Miguel. He's 32 and his occupation is software engineer. He's a Taurus. Born in Puerto Rico, Miguel is proud to have built a life in the US after landing a basketball scholarship and then a job in Cincinnati. Dating stateside, however, has been less successful. This pro builder easily sparks attention but has trouble maintaining a flame with a serious and selfless partner. Love is a commitment through health and sickness, wealth and poverty. Ugh, red flag. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I believe that when it comes to marriage, but in a relationship, I don't. Sometimes I feel like people use those things against you to try to keep you around, and it's almost like they try to gaslight you into situations and manipulate you into sticking around to make you feel guilty for making a decision based on what that can be. And I don't like the way that sounds. There's no backing out when it comes to marriage. That I agree to. After ending a 4-year relationship, he's found the local scene to be far too insular to make a match. Instead, Miguel drives hours out of his way for a dinner date, but won't waste his time if the vibe isn't right. Miguel, why do you have to drive out hours away for a dinner date? Why can't you stay in your zone? That's a red flag. That's definitely a red flag to me. With the 5 seconds of meeting someone, I know if I'm attracted to them or not. If he does find the one in the pods, Miguel can't wait to introduce them to his family, who loves to celebrate New Year's Eve together. Will he ring in 2027 as a married man? Now, here's what's concerning to me, because he said if he's not, he knows within the 5 seconds of meeting someone if he's attracted to you. How is that going to work when you're in the pods and you're not seeing what the person looks like? That is very concerning to me. Let's move on, y'all, to the next guy. His name is Mike. He's 30. He's a sales manager. He's a Taurus, and it says 7 months ago, Mike left New Jersey behind to seek new opportunities in Cleveland. I'm fresh to Ohio, he says. I'm proud of myself for moving somewhere that I don't know anyone. Dating in the heartland, however, hasn't exactly done wonders for his heart. Michael typically meets women out at bars or on the apps, which he admits plays into his worst habits. I focus so much on the physical and I tend to be picky, he says, noting that dark hair and a beautiful smile typically grab his attention. Ooh, while Michael was too immature to marry in the past, he's been working on himself and his communication skills to make the most out of this experience. Let's hope that Michael is mature enough to commit to marriage and has worked on himself and his communication skills enough to be ready for marriage. What hasn't changed is his love language, which is giving gifts. All he asks in return is for a loyal and genuine connection with a woman who won't mind a sink full of dirty dishes or his habit of biting his nails. Ew! It's a no for me. It's a no. Yo, let's move on to the next guy. This is him. Okay. His name is Parker. He's 29. He says he's a business owner. A business owner of what? What exactly do you own? He's a Sagittarius. Parker is ready to meet the love of his life after taking time to meaningfully reflect on how he shows up in relationships. In the past, he admittedly struggled with an anxious attachment style after learning what the heck that was, but is now happy, complete, and secure. So it looks like Parker has been in therapy and he's been working on himself, and we love that. Parker is a dad to a rambunctious 1-year-old Bernese mountain dog and appreciates a woman who can match their energy. However, as the owner of an automotive company, he rarely gets a moment to himself, so excuse him if he's not the life of the party. I'm not always an extrovert. Sometimes my inner introvert takes over and I want to spend the whole weekend inside. I get that, Parker says. Ideally, by next summer, he'll have a wife to join his family's Sunday cookouts at his parents' house. Let's move on to the next guy. This is him, and his name is Steven. He's 32, and his occupation just says finance. Finance of what? What does that mean? We need to know. He's a Sagittarius. Before even entering the pods, Steven has been dating with the love is blind mindset. The best relationships I've had have been based on personality first and looks were secondary, he says. After nearly a year of being single, Stephen wants to lock down a highly social and optimistic partner with a deep appreciation for family. Save the sibling drama because Stephen's biggest ick is someone who speaks badly about their brother or sister. Now, Stephen, hold up, wait a minute. There's always going to be issues within the family, and unfortunately for some of us, we don't have good family dynamics. I'm speaking about myself. But if as your partner I cannot come to you about what's going on in my family, then I'm sorry, I cannot be with you. So that for me is a red flag. That and discovering the girl he's dating has an OnlyFans account. Who are you to judge? While Stephen was never laser focused on his studies, he's very in touch with his artistic side. In his spare time, Stephen enjoys painting and glass blowing, a hobby he picked up during COVID after an apprenticeship. Perhaps this budding artist will find his muse on the other side of the pods. I have nothing to say. Let's move on to the next guy. He looks like someone who was in a movie. His name is Tyler H. He is 32. His occupation is management consultant. He's a Capricorn. It says, rather than look for someone to grow old with, Tyler is searching for someone who makes him feel forever young. You can go to the music festival at 70 if you want. No one is stopping you, he says. On Tyler's bucket list, crisscrossing the globe, he's already been to 18 countries so far. Oh, he's very adventurous. So his future partner better have a passport. His wanderlust is part of the reason he hasn't found a soulmate in his hometown. Nobody wants to leave Ohio. A lot of people are pretty locked in. Should Tyler find his forever travel buddy, he's prepared to deliver in the romance department. Romance to me is saving all the little details in my phone, like the Chipotle order or how they like their coffee, he says. In return, he only asks that she remember his favorite beverage, chocolate milk, and won't mind his habit of late night vacuuming. Sometimes I do it at 4 a.m. 4 in the morning. Okay, Tyler, I'll tell you all though that okay, so we have the next guy, a Rastafarian. Okay, big up you, Rasta. His name is Victor. He's 34 and he's a professor. Oh, nice. He's a Virgo at 6'3" with a PhD. Victor makes quite an impression, but women tend to miss what's on the inside. People I've dated have seen me as Superman, and that makes it hard to open up, he says. My biggest fear is being vulnerable and getting hurt. Victor, if you have to make a connection with someone, at some point you need to be vulnerable in spite of being hurt. That is the only way you're going to make a genuine connection with someone. And I'm not saying that you meet someone and you won't tell them all your business and all your deepest, darkest secrets, but you have to give some part of yourself. Originally from Brooklyn and a newcomer to Columbus, Victor is holding out hope for a partner who values the consistency and overall security he can offer in a relationship. But he knows good things come to those who wait. I'm a slow burn. Ugh. Victor says, I'm not a golden retriever, I'm a Doberman. I don't like when people make reference to themselves as any kind of dog. A dog is a dog and will always be a dog. Anyways, we just have to take our time and pace ourselves. Of course, the experiment could fast track him to the altar, but if Victor meets a woman with a strong sense of purpose and even stronger connection to God, he's more than ready to commit. Now, these are all of the guys, and for me, I will say there are a few things that I feel like are red flags, and so far it's based on the occupation. The occupation have been very vaguely mentioned. It's not quite specific, and that is a bit concerning for me. But y'all, let's get into the women. So we have the first girl. Oh, what are you wearing? What is this? The shoe, the dress. It's not giving. Amber, 34, nurse practitioner. Amber, come on, you could do better than that. She's an Aries with a 7-year-old daughter at home. Amber is looking for a supportive and loyal man to join their family. It's one thing to travel or do fun things with someone, but that doesn't matter as much as being there for me when I have a horrible day, she says. Amber has always been hardworking and ambitious, Obtaining a master's degree while raising a toddler is no small feat, and believes in giving it your best no matter what. She wants to welcome a similarly driven guy into the homey life she's built with her daughter, as long as he doesn't mind which side of the bed he sleeps on. Okay. If Amber finds a compatible bedfellow who also isn't a slob, she'll happily share her domestic talents. I make homemade waffles and syrup on Sunday morning and would love a partner to experience that with me. Okay, Amber. Amber definitely looks older than she says, but that's all I'm going to say. We have the next girl. She has a very pretty smile. I love the dress. Her name is Ashley. She's 34 and she's a claims manager. Fiercely loyal, almost a fault, Ashley always strives to make the people in her life feel supported, but that, she says, is just the Ohio way. Ashley is incredibly close with her whole family, but her dad is her best friend. As long as I make my parents proud, then I'm proud of myself, she says. When Ashley isn't hard at work, she's playing golf with her family in South Carolina, an annual summer tradition she hopes to share with her future partner. So far, though, all her romances have been a swing and a miss. After 5 years in a toxic relationship, girl, 5 years. Ashley is aware of her tendency to ignore red flags. Girl, you better open up your eyes. However, one she's definitely not willing to overlook is bad hygiene. The Virgo perfectionist in her jumps out when it comes to clearing. What's that? Cleaning? Is that supposed to be cleaning? But her Leo cusp might emerge in the pods with her bold, outspoken, and ongoing personality. Let's move on. Next girl. Oh, I love that dress. I love the color. Oh, it's definitely giving. I love that. Brie or Bry, 34, senior merchant. She's a Leo. What is a senior merchant? I don't know. Between her demanding job and a new side hustle of flipping investment properties across the country, Bry tends to maximize every minute of her day. I hope I'm saying her name right, Brie or Bry. I operate at 100 miles an hour and I'm looking for someone to help mellow me out. Okay, she says. While a change of pace might be refreshing, that doesn't mean Bry will go the distance with a guy who isn't driven, period. The biggest red flag is someone with a lack of direction in life. I agree. She says, if he can't show up as a strong and confident to me, I find that really unattractive, especially when you're in your 30s. Clock it. If she can overcome her admittedly long list of icks, Bry hopes the long list is a red flag to me. But she hopes to spend the rest of her days with her soulmate, enjoying life's small pleasures like waking up and having a cup of coffee. I want to do the simple things in life that I've done alone for so long. I love that. Let's move on to the next girl. I love that. I don't like the dress or the angle of the photo. I don't like that, but her name is Brittany S. 37, a flight attendant. She's a Gemini. Not to sound too cavalier, but Brittany is a very gifted dancer. In fact, she previously danced for the Cleveland Cavs, even bringing home a national championship ring as a co-captain on the team. Very nice. While she's extremely proud to have been a part of Cleveland history, she's got her eyes set on the future. Now I'm looking for the real ring, okay? Born and raised in Ohio, Brittany is excited to introduce a fiancé to her crazy family, from whom she gets her silly and goofy sense of humor. As a Gemini, Brittany says she has about 8 different personalities. Girl, what? 8 but will try her best to only bring out 2 in his in this experiment. One side of her is a total chatterbox, but when she's upset, she has to take space. So don't be surprised if her pod dates have an intermission. I need a minute to think and then come back to have the conversation. I feel like that's good, but girl, the 8 personalities is it's not giving. Next girl, love the feet, love the color. Her name is Brittany W. She's 33, a registered nurse. Very nice. Brittany has spent the past year becoming whole after her last relationship and has taken a vow of celibacy that she plans to keep until her wedding day. That's very nice. It tells me that she is really invested in being the best version of herself, and I love that. She's a giving person by nature, and her career as a nurse has only strengthened her capacity to care for others. Brittany is proud to say she is paid off her nursing school debt and is ready to meet someone who is just as hardworking. Ideally, her future partner will be a heavy sleeper or at least will put up with her habit of hitting snooze. I'm not a morning person, me too, girl. And I have to set like 10 alarms, she says. Brittany may have trouble waking up, but one thing she'll never do in a relationship is go to bed angry. Heading into the experiment, her biggest fear is getting to the altar and hearing her partner say no. But if all goes well, she looks forward to riding off into the sunset together, preferably on roller skates. That's cute. Alright, next girl. Very cute. I love it. Okay. The girls are definitely giving you the outfits. Bri, who's 30, commercial real estate agent. She is an Aries. Says it's been about 7 years since Bri was in a relationship and she doesn't even remember the last time she went on a real date. Now that's sad. Nobody has been able to make me feel like they can take all of me, she says. But girl, why? As Bri enters her 30s, she is proud of persevering through the challenges of the last decade. Bri lost her mom, who was incarcerated, to cancer, and then dealt with her grandmother's death less than a year later. I will tell you, being someone who is still grieving the loss of a mom, this is something you never get over. So imagine losing your mom and your grandmother. That is a lot of pain to carry. But Bri keeping herself together in her 20s has been a huge accomplishment. Now she's looking for someone who feels like home, just like Cozy Ohio. Her perfect match won't be too sensitive and will appreciate her tough love language. If I bully you, I really do love you. Girl, what? They also need to be able to sit through reality TV marathon, period. That's my favorite thing to do. Sit on my couch, eat fast food, and watch Real Housewives. Me too. I love that. Let's move on to the next girl. I don't know, I like the outfit too much, but it's cute. Christine, 31, speech language pathologist. Impressive, very impressive. She's a Scorpio. Christine has a strong feeling that somebody good is waiting for her in the pods. As a mellow, easygoing person who doesn't enjoy being the center of attention, that belief is why she's taking this leap of faith. But Christine has no intention of settling. I don't just want a husband, I want a partner to do life with, she says. I've gone 30 years without him and I'm ready for him now. To prepare for this moment, Christine has a running list of relationship tips she's collected over the years. I keep track of all the marriage advice I've received from couples that have been together for a long time, she says. Her favorite, pray for your husband before you even meet him. I agree. She's not willing to give up her faith for anyone who would ideally find someone who would attend church with her on Sundays. As a big sports fan, Christine also wants to go to games with her future partner, especially if they'll join her in cheering on her beloved Bengals. Alright. Okay, Queen. Love her. Love the dress. Love the color. The shoes is cute too. Her name is Dynasty. Beautiful Dynasty. 33. Senior marketing manager. She's an Aries. An Aries through and through. Dynasty is an external optimist. While a I'm struggling with this word, pairing have led her astray before, she's willing to let another Leo prove me wrong if the connection is strong enough. Dynasty is a romantic at heart and known to surprise past boyfriends with thoughtful gifts and experiences. Now that she's older and the budget is bigger, she's ready to spoil her man, but let him spoil you too, girl, okay? According to her mom, Dynasty has been brave ever since she was a little girl. Her proudest achievement was living in England for over 2 years while she got her master's degree. Travel is a big part of who Dynasty is, so she's looking for that same wanderlust in a partner. Besides exploring the world together, she's most excited about introducing her future husband to self-care, like doing a 12-step skincare routine together after winding down in front of the TV with a cup of tea. That's cute. Now let's move on to the next girl. Cute. I love the dress. Her name is Elisa, 39. She's a nurse and a Leo. To have a shot with Elisa, you have to be able to hang out with her 2 cats and a dog. If he's allergic, he's going to have to get a shot, she says. I don't like cats, that's just me. They were here first, but if you find yourself sniffly for other reasons, Elisa will always be there with your favorite comfort food. I'm an act of service kind of girl. As a true Leo, she can't help but be the center of attention at times. But she's willing to share the spotlight with someone who can make her laugh. In the past, Elisa has struggled to find men who take her seriously. They want to take me home, but not take me home to mama. Her own mama tells her she's picky, no flip-flops is a non-negotiable. But Elisa knows her soulmate will be kind of willing to put up with her impatience and backseat driving. Girl, you're impatient. I'm just excited about going to the grocery store and cooking together and then sitting down and watching our favorite show. Alright, let's move on to the next girl. Cute, simple. I like the color. Her name is Emma, 28, retail merchandising, Aries. Having moved to Ohio for my job, Emma is proud of the community she's created. Through a 200-hour yoga teacher training and the launch of her own food Instagram account, Emma has connected with plenty of new friends. Now she's looking forward to sharing her favorite pastimes, like morning yoga and cooking a hearty meal on Sunday nights with her soulmate. Food is my love language, she says. Emma enjoys every part of the meal prep process, including gathering the ingredients, though her pet peeve is when other shoppers don't put their grocery carts away. While Emma won't sacrifice her independence, she's willing to cede some kitchen counter space to the right guy, especially if he can clean up after her. Emma admits when culinary inspiration strikes, I'm a little messy. So girl, you want to do the mess, but he has to clean up? Okay, we'll take that. Next, really cute. I love the dress. Her name is Jennifer, 32, financial professional. What does that mean, girl? She's a Scorpio. Never afraid to be honest, Jennifer is looking for a strong communicator, one who doesn't mind her constant, that's what she said, jokes. Girl. In a relationship with this self-described jokester, there will be plenty of shared laughs, starting with her family's annual tradition of watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Jennifer is excited to bring a partner into that fold, especially if they can help with some of her least favorite chore. I'm a clean freak, but I'm really bad at folding laundry. I love folding laundry. In return, Jennifer's sure to give her man his flowers, both literal and figurative, as she's all about romantic gestures. Guys deserve to get flowers too, she insists. After some bad experiences, Jennifer is not the biggest fan of Gemini men, but if she meets one who is thoughtful, loyal, and an adventurous eater, it would be a sign that the Scorpio has found her twin flame. I don't have too much to say about Jennifer. Let's move on to the next girl. I like the color, not the dress. Or maybe it should have been a little bit tighter fitting. Jessica, 49, infectious disease physician. Wow. That is impressive too. She's a Libra. Family is everything to Jessica. Her younger sister is her bestie, and her parents are the ones who encourage her to join the experiment. Their one requirement is that her future partner loves Halloween. I have a whole box of wigs at home, Jessica says. While she's ready to commit to a couple's costume, this spooky season fan can get scared when it's time to date. My biggest fear is vulnerability, she explains, admitting that I need help or some support can be hard. Jessica is looking for someone patient and understanding, even when it comes to the constant one-sided conversations she has with her pets. I do a lot of things that could get on my partner's nerves, she says. I live alone and I talk to my dogs all day long. Jessica is proud of how she treats others, but there is one thing she can't abide. I have misophonia, so I will get the lick if you don't chew with your mouth closed. So if that's your bad habit, maybe skip the dinner date. Hopefully she finds a partner that she doesn't feel the need to be constantly talking to her dogs all day. And let's move on to the next beautiful lady. Love it. Love the dress. Love the smile. Her name is Kia, 41, marketing director, a Leo, a proud passenger princess, period, who has never had a license. Kia is looking for someone successful and driven and not just on the highway. Nothing revs her engine more than a man about his business. I know that's right. Especially because she knows how to handle hers. Kia counts among her biggest accomplishments being a guest at Harvard Business School, where she spoke at a conference about the cannabis industry. But it's not all work and no play for Kia. Her family would describe her as goofy and bubbly, and she's looking for a partner that can keep up with her banter. I need someone who is as sarcastic as I am, she says. He would also be able to keep up with her pace since she recently took up running as a hobby and is training for a half marathon. Still, Kia knows that perfection is a trap and isn't looking for someone who just looks good on paper. Being imperfect is perfect to me. I love that. And let's move on to the next girl. I love her. She's definitely looking like an Indian girl. Love the green. I love the fit. Priyanka. Nice. 44. She's a recruiter and a Virgo. After building a life from scratch in major cities, it's no surprise Priyanka's family and friends describe her as a socialite who meets new people easily. Despite her social prowess, Priyanka values her independence and doesn't plan on sacrificing it for love. I'm a firm believer that bringing someone into your life is an added value and doesn't complete me, she says. Priyanka admits that the idea that she could be married in just 7 weeks is scary. After spending the last 11 years single, girl, that's a long time. But she's hoping to meet someone that she can truly count on. After all, according to her parents, finding your person is a numbers game. There are 9 billion people in this world and you'll be compatible with so many of them. So it's about choosing. Once she does choose, Bianca knows a lasting relationship takes hard work for which she's more than willing to put in the time and effort. If it were easy, life would be boring, and I agree. And let's move on to the next girl. I don't like the fit. I'm not too fond of it, but she's very pretty. Her name is Rosalind, 31, marketing manager. She's a Sagittarius. Rosalind is a Sagittarius, period. To all the Sagittarius girls. She's a Sagittarius girl who likes to take risks. While her family may say she talks too much, she's looking for someone who appreciates her animated storytelling. In her free time, she writes fiction, from children's literature to romance novels, and wants a partner who can bounce ideas off while deep in a draft. Now she's entering the pods in hopes of writing her most personal love story yet, and this one will be non-fiction. Rosalind's parents were high school sweethearts, but her mom set the example of keeping her own hobbies and interests. They do life together, but they also have things as individuals that feed them, she says. That balance is something Rosalind admires, and she is eager to learn about her future partner's passions as well as to share her own. Another thing she must share with her spouse is strong political views. I wouldn't be able to build a foundation if we didn't believe in the same core things, and I certainly agree with that. Our next girl, okay, I like the colors, I like the feet, is Tyler L. She's 33, sales leader. What is a sales leader? She's a Gemini. Tyler admits she can be a little a little delulu, but it's only because she's powered by an optimistic spirit. Everything in my life that I've done has been a result of me being bold and taking a little bit of risk, she says. A proud girl's girl, okay. Tyler started a non-profit in college to support other women, and she was the first in her family to graduate with a bachelor's degree. Now she's looking for someone with a calming energy to balance her. I want a soft place to land, she says, but Tyler knows that she'll have to switch up her tactics to find her forever person. My biggest challenge dating in Ohio is that I don't be outside. I be in bed taking a nap. So girl, how are you going to meet someone if you're in your bed taking a nap? My hope is that my man is going to knock on my door someday and wake me. I'm the problem, not Ohio. We're going to need you to be out there, okay? If he does come knocking, she's ready to fall crazy in love as long as her future partner doesn't mind how much she talks about Beyonce. So guys, these are the 10 single ladies and the 10 single men of the Love is Blind cast season 10 from Ohio. I'm excited to see what this season is going to bring. How are you feeling about the cast so far? I know there's been so much chatter. I am not going to get into it because there's been so much going on. So you could check out the other content creators and everything that has been going down with some of the cast of this season. But please share all of your thoughts with me on this episode. Tell me what you're looking forward to on this season of Love is Blind season 10. And let's talk about it below. Go ahead and like this video. Share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.